Soy paso Kolohe juice. Hey, bagay is good, Oh, honey girl, it's good to the last drop, 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 to the last drop.
Am I gonna have to do this whole thing over again? Am I gonna fucking...
Only because I remember my line.
And action. Welcome everybody to the Kolohe Juice in the channel.
What's good? Episode 2.
I had to remember. Take two.
You only edited and listened to this all day.
Yeah, right. 3, 2, 1, action.
Welcome everybody to the Kolohe Juice in the channel podcast.
What's good?
Where you meet the humans behind the hustle and in the hustle. And I'm gonna introduce everybody right off the jump.
I like that.
Mr. Pipe, because he lays it down at Pipeline.
We know it's not the other thing.
Mr. Darboos. Darboos.
Darboos, baby. You get it right. Maybe episode 5.
Episode 3. And Mr. Smith.
Hey.
Justice Smith.
Hollywood.
Mr. H.
It's Hollywood.
And yours truly, Dave Dali.
You know, we're gonna have to work on a little nickname for me though. Everybody had a nice little nickname just now.
Ours was like a diss to you, like Baboos. Baboos.
We're gonna have to work on a nice little thing.
Gardy.
There you go, right? Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that.
Maybe Gardy's its own nickname.
Yeah,
It's a
some
joke
people
on its
think.
own.
Party Gardy.
Yeah, oh yeah. Hey, there you go. Bring it back.
Cool. How was your guys' week?
It's a killer week this
It
week.
was definitely one of the better weeks, if not best weeks we've had for Kolohe.
Yeah, for
As far
sure, for
as-
sure. But also, do you guys feel like the days are kind of getting like faster?
Yeah, like we lost our summer, you know.
Yeah, I feel like there's no time in the day. Like even if I schedule, I feel like things just like.
Welcome
race.
to a business.
No, seriously.
We already started looking like, you know.
Bags and around.
Yeah.
I started looking at product, you know.
I don't know, I feel
But I
like
mean,
it's
it is
Tuesday.
September. It's already the
No.
sun's going down early already. If that's what you mean.
Well, no, I mean, I just feel like the days like you wake up, it's 8, and then all of a sudden it's already 3 o'clock, like 3 p.m. And the days are feeling weird because of this heat wave. Yesterday I was looking and it was 100 degrees at like 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Every 9 to 5er is like that's normal. I woke up at 8 when you wake up late, and it's already 3. Like, oh.
First of all, we all know I wake
He
up
woke up
early
at 8,
for the
that's
market.
sneaking in.
I wake up earlier than 8 o'clock. Let's put that out there, people.
Be blessed.
5:30 or over here. The elite 1% wake up at about that time.
But anyway, so I'll be like, why was this week so great for us? You know, to kind of explain it to them.
So tell them what happened as soon as we left the podcast, like from the last episode.
Well, you got a phone call.
Okay, so we got a phone call, pretty much, or a text message rather, and we got asked to do French Montana's, like, I guess just like he was having friends over, and they're like, oh, do you want Kolohe to be there? And they sit, but we were like, oh, it's cool, French Montana, like, do people still listen to him?
Is it a...
Yeah, I mean, there's French is in here.
That's how it is.
Damn, clip that up. Clip that up.
He's gonna be like, do people listen to Kolohe in the chat? I'm just saying his friend, you know, they're dropping it like, you know, like,
Yeah,
he has a hit song right
French
now.
Montana.
Well,
Yeah.
French has been doing pretty well, I think, in the
know.
music game right now.
I don't know what
and
the
he always
kids are
has,
listening to. I'm too busy filming.
yeah, right. He has a lot of good collaborations. I think he just won a huge award actually for Unforgettable, the one that he did with.
Well, this is
Shway
not an advertisement for him.
Lee. No, just giving a little
He's
insight.
got the braids, yeah. He's got the braids,
You know?
Yeah, this is him playing on her now.
Okay, so we got a text asking if we want to have our drinks. He's inviting friends over,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah, we thought somebody had dropped out.
oh,
Like,
that's
another
fine.
sponsor had dropped out, and then our boy Alex, who always looks out for us, he's a bartender. He's going to be working it. He said, or he was going to be working it. Asked us if we wanted to jump in for him.
to
It was
talk
like,
about it.
Okay, yeah, we could do a few cases there, and just be present and show our brand to
Yeah.
some influencers like that, people who have influence. But then how long after?
There was like the butt or like the little dot or
You say
something.
dot. Oh, here it comes.
We also need $5,000.
Yeah. So they got that business structure, like it's going everywhere in Hollywood right now, right? Or it must be everywhere in LA or something, because everybody, and if they got a name, if they got a brand, French Montana, who else is trying to do this with us? Well, let's not say names.
But yeah, just anyone like we get it. You're trying
Right.
to monetize your thing, but it's crazy to think you're to the point where I'm having friends over. Give me $5,000 and your drinks. You know,
Yeah,
I'm thirsty.
yeah, that's a lot. That's definitely a lot.
Yeah.
And we understand like what they're leveraging. It's their brand, and maybe there's this potential, but so far from what we've seen, nobody's ever panned out. Nobody's ever
Followed
like
through.
really like took interest in anything else other than their own brand and their themselves. I mean, not nobody, but you know, generally they're like $5,000, free booze. Like, I don't give a fuck after that.
Yeah.
We always make that joke. We don't hit up the steak company. We're like, I'm having some barbecue. Can I get some filet mignon? I'll take a good picture.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
I'm a foodie photographer.
Yeah. Anything tastes good for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
facts.
so we had to ex-nay that idea, right? We were like, nah. We've been through the ringer though with a lot of these events, and we've learned so much.
So
Is there any-
we're not easily as amused into because we always think there's got to be something to it after.
Yeah.
You know,
Now we know that there's nothing.
Where's the
really-
butt? Where's the catch?
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
And we learned. We were pretty green, fresh in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, "Ooh, X name here, celebrity, like let's go do it," and like blah blah blah. And then after we realized like they don't really, nothing really pans out from it.
Yeah.
Right.
So what would be like the stipulations where you guys would be like, okay, cool. Like this is like we'll do it like
Probably Drake or something. Like that.
No facts. Yeah. Drizzy.
No, I think
More people that would care were
Nah,
more,
yeah.
right? Like, you know, they're not. I mean, they might. You never know. It's a toss up. But
Yeah.
They just
No.
want the free shit.
yeah, they just want the free shit.
True,
and,
true.
And then just an easy come up on the money. They're
Yeah.
leveraging their brand, which is respectable. I get it. But from us, as business owners and as business runners, and you know, bootstrapped, we're like we have to play the strategy different.
Yeah. Pioneers for sure.
Because at work, it's like, oh, sorry, it didn't work out. Like, oh, not getting. I'm never gonna get that $5,000 back.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So
But
it's
also,
like-
it kind of brings us up higher, you know, not just saying yes to all these things.
Yeah.
Like, we could just
That's
be at anything dishing out money. You know, we create a, like, you know, like a demand more.
We do know some brands, some
Yeah.
other brands where they do have a little bit of pocket behind them. Their brand isn't as relatable or even as desirable as ours, but they pay out
Yeah.
to be at these events. It's like a lot of the events that we get to go to is because of their plugs, Justin and Jacob's plugs, and friendships that they've made.
Yeah.
That we get to go to these certain exclusive things. But other people who are there, who are surrounding us with their vodka companies or their tequila companies, they had to pay to be there.
Yeah.
And so they have the pocket, but they're just doing it. It's almost like they're paying just to be a part of the social scene.
Yeah, pay to
Yeah.
play. And I think some people think that from the outside perspective, think we also paid. And then so they approach us like, oh, these guys must have that marketing budget
Yeah.
to be able to, let's approach them. You know, like seems like that's the route they like. When really, it was just the connections we built through over the years, and
Yeah.
like people wanting to help us out.
We're very fortunate, and people take care of us. Like, we have a lot of people in our corner.
Yeah, relationships will always take you far.
That's
Yeah.
a little house party now,
Good
So-
relationships for sure.
So that was pretty much that, and then we were like, but then then we started. We were like, okay, let's grind this week.
Mm-hmm.
And we really went out and we were like, let's try to get a bunch of more stores. We need to hit our goals.
Mm-hmm.
And our goals was to get into more, like spread out the brand. Like a lot of people wanted us in this area.
We need to raise our revenue number up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's our goal, is to just, on paper, just be everything that we are in the marketing sense.
Yeah, but the way we went about it, like, I don't know if it was the momentum from that phone call, but we, like, this week we kind of pounded out so hard. It was, like, ridiculous, the amount of, like, work that we put in.
It was like cops trying to make quota at the end of the
Yeah,
month.
it really was. Like, we really put in the
about
work.
the energy, though.
Yeah.
Something was about the energy, because I know I wasn't even necessarily determined. I was just in the groove of it, because we had done it previous week. We had done a lot of sales as a group.
No.
Yeah.
So the week before, Gardy and Dave went together and tried to just go hit up places. And
We went to Glendale. We just got a lot of no's and a lot of babies and a little.
so we're like, Okay, well,
Not later.
Gardy, step in our conversation. so this week we were like, Gardy, you might as well learn from the best. Sorry.
Literally, that's what he said too. He was like, "Oh, coming to learn from the."
No, so we picked up Gardy because I was like, Gardy, and Dave was fighting over Gardy, which you should be flattered. He was like, no, I want Gardy.
Yeah, because it's nice when you have the tag team, and we had momentum. We probably would have closed some deals on our second run.
Also, we were
regardless.
in.
There was a lot,
the
like,
region.
different location. Like,
Region was. You were gonna learn. We learned. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We learned.
and so yeah, the South Bay in California is really like a market that's really good for us. So we were like, let's really attack there. So we had a strategy to, okay, let's all just go out. Today's the day. We're gonna go like and hit everywhere. Like clear up your schedule. Like whatever. We're gonna go. So yeah, I was like, I'll pick you up, Gardy, wake up early, and then Dave, like, at first I thought we were gonna, like, do a tandem thing, like, maybe Jacob go with Dave this time, like, so they could have that whole, like, 2 people come in.
I like to fly solo.
And then
It's kind of like Justin low-key saying he wanted Gardy too.
I did.
We did fight over Gardy.
Justin,
Jake was gonna go with
Surprise.
Dave.
The hand.
No, so we all go down and we start hitting all these like things. We like work through, like we've got, some people gave us some tips.
Yeah.
And then we all work, but like I was driving and then them 2 went in because we were like, 3 might be like strong arm, like get us in your store. Us 3 like models.
Especially 2 big ass dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So them 2 went, like they started going in and then like, it was rocky at first. Yeah, a lot of like we always try to ask the head, get in touch with the owner.
The first step is the tips.
Yeah, right.
Is how do we even get in touch with the decision maker? So we ask, is your manager or bev manager or owner in? Right?
And that's really the first step to not waste any time.
Yeah.
Talk to.
But we like the approach of we scope out the store inside, right?
Yeah, we did.
We walk around, we look how it looks inside. We kind of get a feel,
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Because a lot of owners, I mean, they pride themselves in putting their own little touch. If you notice, like in some stores, some people have old like pictures or just things that kind of shows how long they've been there or the history behind it. So when they see you walking around, they kind of take that into consideration.
But we also I walk into it like as if I'm like a customer. Like let's see the flow. Like where would I go?
Right.
Let my legs just take me to where
That's important.
I just thought it was something funny. I didn't want to say it, but like, Gardy's like looking around the store, the register, thinking that the owner's like, whoa. Okay.
What the fuck? What are you looking at? Like, bro. That's still happening out there in the world?
And then Jacob comes in.
Not to this pretty face.
we got an alcohol company. It's like okay.
No. Like he pulls something out and it's just a flyer. And it's just like,
No one's been scared. I haven't intimidated anybody off
You
the
come
first
off
approach.
friendly with a big ass smile.
There you go. That was a funny one.
So yeah, you guys scope around, and then what was your guys' tactic for this one?
Just like scoped and just wanted to see if they even had the ready-to-go drinks or how many ready-to-go. We also like to check fridge space to see like what's available and what's hidden. So
See if the pictures even work.
yeah, see if it's like even worth it. But after you go through that approach, you just go and see if the owner's even there or if the owner's coming, and that helped us a lot. Like we're able to record what places we went to, if the owner was going to come back, and if they are going to come back, what's the name of the owner, so you don't
that
waste
goes
your
into
time.
the second tier of like how hot is the lead.
Yeah.
So it goes into this new category. Okay, we'll follow up.
Yeah.
Dave even came up with his own way, like what he checks off that he doesn't, if it has what in the store.
First off, I discriminate based on age. No, I would never not pitch.
Yeah.
But I already know kind of the outcome a little
The
bit.
chances,
like the odds.
The odds.
Someone older.
But I've actually been surprised quite a few times. But yeah, somebody older, and if there's a language barrier, like complete language barrier, it just makes it almost like.
Because you have to deal with that person, you're like,
It's a trust thing. I mean, I get it too. Like they don't understand, they don't know you, and they don't trust you. That's all it really comes down to.
Yeah.
You just get
It's
in
the
for the
people
quick.
who do work, who do end up appreciating and wanting to, because essentially they have to think. I got one comment talking to a guy up in the South Bay, And he was he enjoyed the brand. He was kind of like defensive at first. His body posture and everything was just defensive because he had anticipated me coming because it's a follow-up. And I was like, what's up, man? Like, you know, how's blah, blah, blah. How's your day going? Chilling. I'm just going around showing my brand. Here's what we do. This is us. And he was kind of like scrupulous about it. Like, But eventually he started to soften up after I, you know, have you been to Hawaii? Have you, what was your experience with it? You know?
Nice.
But his good point was like, well, you know, I put you in the fridge, and then there's Cutwater or whoever else your competition is right there. Like technically, your pricing of is accurate, and I think it's solid. But where's my benefit? Where's my incentive for having you in there versus one of these corporate guys? For me, that's an obvious statement. It's like, dude, we're local. You've tasted the product. He already admitted the product is way better.
Than he even thought.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's just worried about his clientele, transitioning his clientele from one brand to another. I'm like, that's not your problem. Like, that's what we're gonna do on the back end, on the marketing and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but you know, he's not a social media savvy guy. He's just afraid to take that leap of faith.
Yeah.
Where we have other guys who are a little bit more in tune with where the industry is moving and the youth, and you can tell they're just more vibrant. They want to wear the shades. They want to like represent the brand just because it's new and because it's authentic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have their Cutwaters and their I'll use a different brand, seltzers, but they're tired of the corporate too.
Yeah.
And they understand like change and like, you know,
trying to
and supporting, you know.
Supporting.
Yeah.
And those are the guys you instantly like, man, they want to wear a shirt, they want to like represent the brand. They're gonna make the sales at the clerk, at the cashier.
You instantly get that, you know, like they're for the brand, they're for us. They're like about like, oh, I love anything Hawaii.
Yeah, definitely want to see it win.
Yeah.
Definitely need that energy.
So for me, other than that, it's just a numbers game. It's really just an ego about how many can I hit, how many no's can I get today, because that's what I'm excited to get. Like, that's where I've learned to grow, is like, because I was terrified of sales and rejection and everything. But now I just walk in, like, this is us, this is who we're doing, this is what we're doing, this is, you know. So it's kind of nice. Now I don't have no anxiety about it.
Yeah.
But it's also, it helps you learn too, because you get to see everyone's different personalities. So you know how in the future, okay, this person is probably going to be like this, so how do I...
Yeah.
No, 100%. Even when I go in now, I remember when I was first starting off, and you know, for me, I like to like set everybody up the right way. I don't want to seem like I'm a sleazy salesman or
Listen here.
any of those approaches. So
Hey there, you look like the kind of guy who wants to buy
Kolohe juice.
I would always start off with the first approach, like I want to give them a taste. But I remember, you know, you had mentioned, you know, you don't have to give them a taste off the first interaction.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, because then after somebody gets a taste, then they'll just, oh, I got a taste, and that they're good.
Yeah.
So I've really been able to refine my game to where if you have more knowledge, we're in this many stores, we have this social network, we're scaling like this. They're like, that's more impressive than even tasting the product. Yeah. So I've been able to use my knowledge to really just like sting them, get them in a little state of shock, and then you come in with the drink like right after when you see that they're teetering, because there are going to be those people that teeter and are just right on the edge.
I gotta close this.
And then you put it to try, and most people will give that response of, wow, not only is this like, it looks good, but this is way better than I even thought.
Yeah,
like that right
recent
there.
store was like that. He was like, not to say I didn't think it was going to be bad, but he's I just actually went higher than my expectations.
Exactly.
So it's always
I
cool.
love that comment. I literally love that comment.
Did you do any pitches?
Well,
this week?
I did actually to the first store we got.
Yeah.
Let's rewind to what happened, like the outcome of him jumping in with us.
Yeah, right?
No. So I actually did. We went into a store that it was cool. While I parked, I was like, let me get one in. Let me get one in. I'm tired of just driving and going around.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I was just going to say that the King's Hawaiian restaurant was the reason why Dave got his, right?
Go ahead.
But anyway, so we saw a place, we passed by a place, we're like, we've been seeing this place, but we never decided to go in. Mm-hmm. But I was like, let's just pop off this. This is far enough from our other store, because we want to pay respect to the store, our core stores. or just stores in general. We don't want to like get something so close now it's stealing business.
Yeah.
So we realized, okay, this is a good distance. Let's try to go to this one. Oh, we go in there and I'm like, oh, let's go here. I know this location has like a Hawaii vibe, like this area, so it would be really good for us. And it's next to a poke spot, right next door. We were like, oh, this is perfect.
Okay, yeah.
So I park and I'm like, let's all go in this one. Let's just all go in. Why not? So I go in and then we asked for the owner, and then he was like, oh, the owner had just left. He'll be back in 30 minutes. And then the guy's kind of talking, what do you guys got there? And then we were like slowly talking to him, and then like he's like, "Oh, the owner's my brother," and we're like,
The truth comes out.
He's just
He's
like,
into like the conversation.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, you guys are twins. You guys are brothers." You know, and the owner just is my brother. You know, we're like,
so then we were like easily like all the things we were like, "Oh, brothers, blah blah."
He really did switch.
but then
I got
they're
to that.
fully joyful.
Yeah.
What's your guys' Instagram, Hawaii? You know, fully.
So we're like, okay, you know what? We'll come back in 30 minutes. We'll go kill time and go to another store. We'll come back, and then so we're like, okay, so we go kill time, and then we come back, and then next you know it's the other brother, like his older brother. We were like. And then we start telling him about the brand, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm kind of unsure. Like, how close is this to all these other ones? Like, all the
In terms of
RTD,
brands?
other brands, other RTD.
Because you sell well, so I mean, if it's as remotely as good, then I'll be very interested.
He's very interested, and then like we did the pitch with him, explained it, where it came from, and then he was teetering. You saw that.
Because he was like, there's so many different brands out there, you know, and it's just timing. And then I know you guys need refrigeration space, but let me try it out.
Yeah, so he was teetering. I was like, try this.
If it's down, tropical breeze it out.
Yeah, right? That needs to be a shirt.
Right. But anyway, so we we go down the list of, or some flavors like, we bring out the big boys. The
he was tequila though.
He was tequila, so he doesn't like sweet. So he went with the tequila and then our tardier. Actually, we tried them with the Lihing because we were like, that's definitely one of our more popular. So we're like, okay, let's start them off with like a good one. So the brothers drink it and they're like, ooh, like okay. Then they want to try another one. And it's funny, as we're trying, there's a line building up, and then actually a guy makes a joke like, oh, drinking on the job, not knowing that they're the owners and just kind of making a drink thing. And so they're trying it and then going down the thing, and they're like, oh dang, this is really, really good. And he was like, I'm be honest with you guys, it looks really good, and I didn't expect it because we know a lot of RTD brands out there already has brought in a bad name for because it kind of tastes like
to the RTD category. Actually, I mean, in my opinion, I would never before trying these or after trying like the other brands. If it weren't for these, I would never even want another RTD in my life.
Me too. I always look at ours, like trying to think, like, man, would I even drink this if I didn't know already? Like, you know, because of how the bad rap and like.
Yeah.
But if I did come upon this brand, take myself out and then tasted it, and I was like, I might be a big fan.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, right? Because we're not first to market. We're early. We're not first to market, and other people are like new brands are like big brands are making their like RTD, and they're just trying to put something out now. I feel like it doesn't. They're not like quality, like
take
just
up space
to take up space to just be in that market as well.
Not lose out on a customer.
They're
base.
like, oh, another brand that thinks they're the better than the existing ones. You know,
and that's kind of like, sorry to cut you off. That's kind of like why I hate some of these like seltzers is because it's just oversaturated and there is no thought about the actual quality of the drink.
Here's $1 million. Go make.
Because you taste some of these RTDs and you're like, I can taste the alcohol on this. It's not even a mixed drink.
And then you get the same basic flavors. So at least, we're bringing that tropical, like back
something completely
different. So so they tasted it, and then he was like, I'll take it. You know, he was like, we were like, yes.
That was great energy. Yeah, that was good.
And also, like, we're excited every time we do sell, but even when I get a no, I just take it as like they know their store the best. Like they know their store well. Either they're too afraid to try something new, or they just don't see it working in their store.
Yeah.
And like, we don't want something that's not gonna work.
Yeah, and just sit there. Like I
Yeah.
was.
Like we don't want the sell just to make the sell.
Yeah.
We want to actually like make it a win-win situation.
Yeah, you know, not help each other.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if we respect
If
that,
you're
okay.
gonna have resentment because I sold you, you know what I mean?
Or felt pressured, right?
yeah, feel pressured on it, then I don't want it. Like that's okay. Like,
Yeah.
That's what we always say, that we don't need to be in there. We're just coming to see, like
we're busy.
this
we're
was
just-
something
yeah,
you're interested
we're
in.
not, we're not
Just
like,
be ready in 6 months when you're trying to call us.
Yeah.
The phone might be busy.
I was like, I kind of like leave it like, okay, well, you know, you're gonna hear our name. I think one lady, I was just kind of mad at, I just kind of angry because she just the way she did, she was just so closed off.
About the whole.
Yeah,
whole
just
idea.
like I'm just like saying what's up. Like, yeah, I got a product in my hand, but like I'm cool. Yeah, like you don't. I'm just saying what's up to you. How's your day doing? You know.
Yeah.
But she was just so closed off that I was like, man, watch. Our shit's gonna be popping. Like, okay, you'll see us popping. Like, I just had a little attitude. about it.
Sometimes you know you get people get under your skin. You gotta give them a little bit of that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're learning to handle all this. We're getting other. There's so many different types. You're not gonna win every time.
Yeah,
and you
you're
learn
not.
a lot more from like the nose.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
We're new. It's human nature for us to get that little Kolohe, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that terrorist. Like, what? You think this is bad?
Yeah.
So how many would you
The
say
store
like?
sucks.
Back.
You got roaches.
Calling out everything. How many do you think? So we sold last week.
Solar's
Accounts did we? Do you think that we got last week?
I mean that one pretty much got a ball rolling,
Yeah.
right? Like inspired Dave, right?
I was off in Wonderland. So you guys were doing your thing. You took the west side, right?
Yeah,
Basically.
we divided and
Yeah.
like we were like, hey,
I
let's.
took the west side, closer to the shore.
Yeah.
And then I took the east side of whatever, and of Torrance basically, and I just was just look on the map. I was barely looking at, like if they had a 2.5 review or something, I would. But I wasn't even going for the 3s.
Yeah.
We try to do our research and we're not just driving around aimlessly.
Yeah.
Like we go to Yelp, we do all the reviews. And plus we want people to represent the brand that
Yeah.
like good reviews. We don't want to hear that
Yeah.
people were rude to people. Like it's still, we have that Hawaii as
Yeah.
the Haitian. We're just growing up of like wanting it to be in a proper store, not just doing a store just to do a store. You know, like everything has to add up. You know.
I hit a streak though where there was literally stores, literally, 3/4 of a mile stretched, like one whole stretch must have been 5-6 stores, and I hit every single one of them, and they're all Japanese owned in Torrance.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like I
yeah,
said,
yeah.
Torrance,
Which was interesting.
Torrance is very like
You didn't know that.
Yeah, it's very Hawaii influenced.
Asian.
Asian.
Interesting. Nice.
So yeah, we hit 8. I think we hit 8
Yesterday
in
we
2 or
had
3 days, right?
we had eventually closed 8 stores.
Yeah.
But I mean, like spread out though.
Spread out.
What's our furthest store up? We got Circus. Circus is one of our stores.
Thank you.
1, 2.
We got into their other second store, their sister store,
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
in San Fernando.
Silmar.
Silmar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stretching up. That's probably the most north, other than SF.
That's the highest.
Yeah.
That's the highest point that we go.
Yeah.
And then I got quite a
That's
few
you, though.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna have to go do some drop offs there, but it should do well. And then I did a few myself in the valley when I went on my solo dolo
So
run.
after the next day, he saw how it's done.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, now I know.
Yeah.
So this is Monday or Tuesday? We're talking about Tuesday, right? I feel like Tuesday was the sleigh day.
Was that the first day I went with you guys? Was Tuesday?
It was a Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
It was a
And
Monday.
then I thought I went by myself
Oh,
on
you went to
Tuesday.
yourself on
Okay,
Tuesday.
that's
We
what
were
I
dropping
thought.
off by Wednesday. Everyone was spread already.
Yeah, everybody was spread
Where
out. I
was
think
that on
on
Monday?
Tuesday.
You were doing your thing on Monday with us. You were the separated on Monday. Tuesdays when we have to go deliver to the ones that said yes on Monday.
Yeah.
And then we started doing some other things
So I
on
got
our own.
international on Monday.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I got the
Yeah, remember then the Tuesday we're delivering, they were like, let's go check out all these other ones.
Since we're driving down.
Since we're already down there doing the delivery, so that's why it's been.
Yeah.
So our highest point is Silmar,
Yeah.
San Fernando area.
Yeah.
and then our lowest point.
Not lowest point. Our lower store.
Yeah. Our
If we
lowest
go to the
store.
lowest point.
Yeah, right. What's our lowest store?
At that time.
Lowest store.
What is our lowest store?
I
Maybe
think
the Carson one.
no, or Harbor.
Harbor.
Well, on the
Carson,
map,
right.
on the map, it looks like the Harbor City.
Oh, the
Harbor
Long
City,
Beach
Harbor
one.
Liquor
The
Market.
LBC?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've definitely we've brought it like very nicely.
Which was a cool one because that one was atypical in the way that I started to if the owner's not there and if I can talk to the clerk or whatever, what I realized is like he seems like because when I walked in, our homie Troy, what's up Troy? Like actually working.
Yeah.
He was very involved with the store. So I was like, oh, that's dope because he's not just like a normal clerk behind the desk who just sits there and just soaks up the hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like stoked. I was like, cool. And he was nice enough to come back around the counter.
Oh my! He was trying to hold it.
You did well. You did so
He
good.
was trying to hold it in.
What was this one?
You did so fucking
Right?
I was looking at it and I'm like, damn, dude.
Why do you think I'm trying to look straight
Yeah.
outside?
No,
I'm not even trying
Brad.
to look at it. Because
Trying to
he
hold
would have
it.
cracked anyway.
Yeah, he would've cracked
Justin would
anyway.
have cracked out his story.
Justin's over there breathing,
It's
trying to hold
This is all
it.
fun. Anyways, we fucked up the whole take. And we had some technical difficulties, and now we're trying to remember where we started the combo. But
Yeah,
long story short,
yeah.
it's important to have the relationships with the, also include the clerks and like the lower people other than the owners in the business or in our pitch or communicating with them with the brand.
And Troy was at the very last place that you went to?
Yep.
Yeah.
So how many stores did you hit, Gardy?
I think I hit about 12.
I hit 25!
Yeah, you definitely, you put in the work.
I
But
just
tell
wanna
the
get that
people
out
why
there.
you hit 25. Because it could have looked like 15. Could've been towards my number.
Yeah. I was, we have a lot of friendly competition, and that's one thing that's cool about us is we have the group text, right? So tell them we gotta talk about the hand trophies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because every time someone gets a story, it's our thing to take a picture, like, oh, boom,
Yeah.
If you've seen our Instagram.
follow our Instagram.
Yeah.
So in the group text, Gardy had a new hand picture, a new hand trophy in front of a new store. So like, oh, Gardy got one for the day. This is already after I've hit like 10 stores.
Yeah, like Dave, he knows we'll never let it go because we're like, oh,
Yeah.
You went out, Gardy went
And
out.
then Raheem got one.
Especially with the fact of the day before, I had told Gardy, come in my
Yeah,
car,
yeah,
and it was
yeah.
just like, oh, you learn from the best.
Yeah.
And then so it put Dave in a
So I had a little chip on my shoulder, and I just enjoy being out there. But I had a little chip on my shoulder. I was like, oh, I gotta get one, low key, I gotta get one. So sure enough, then Raheem's got a hand picture in there. He got a hand trophy. And I was like, okay, cool. So by the time I was already at number 20, whatever, I finally hit my 25th store. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna wrap it up for the day. And I was still proud of myself. I was still good with myself. I was like, man, like. It's still a mission to hit all those, and it's going to be a numbers game at the end of the day, so I was still stoked. But man, that last one, when I came out to Harbor Liquor Mart, and Troy had alley-ooped me, talked to the owner already, and sure enough, he didn't have to try it. I guess he was on duty or whatever, he didn't want to drink, but sure enough, he was all about it. And he just took me in, and I was like...
Hand picture came in the group chat.
As you always say, like the best kind of trust from is what? Word of mouth?
Yeah, word of mouth is probably like the best tool of advertisement still to this day.
Yeah.
Somebody telling you that something's good, you're more likely to buy it.
The impressions, right?
Yeah,
The amount of
those impressions are important.
prior.
But it's also important that, that's a great example of just friendly competition.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
I really love that
Yeah.
determination that you put
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, we all kind of pull each other up, but
Yeah.
there must be a better way to say it that I've said before, but I can't remember now.
Yeah. Yeah, so pretty packed, eventful a week. One other thing that we did this week was the Forever Family event.
Take off the veil and somehow just talk about this. How fucking weird it is.
Why we were
So we've been fucking trying to get back into this story because our fucking camera shut off at 30 minutes.
And we didn't know. And it was such a good conversation that we're like, let's bring it back again and try to reenact it.
But every time we reenact it, it's a weird feeling. Like, yeah, like
but now we're all of a sudden we're actors because we're acting as ourselves 10 minutes ago. Because
Yeah.
I hit the same lines again.
Not even trying, bro.
Or not even trying.
I don't want to hit the line.
It's the right things to say that like the conversation
it was the right thing to
is
say.
the right thing. But it's so right, but you just remember saying it again and then having to do
Deja
it.
vu.
And then it doesn't help that these motherfuckers remember you saying it.
Yeah.
Suddenly they listen to you talk now.
But it's so funny.
I know when I'm supposed to talk after he says that part.
But it's so funny. So Brian, when it cut off, none of us knew what the heck we had talked about
we
in
forgot.
that last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we know every little thing that someone had talked about.
Yeah, I know.
We couldn't even figure it out, right?
I know.
We had to rewatch the tape 10 times to see what were we even talking about.
Yeah.
And now we remember everything.
Like, do we always do that? Like, create an imaginary script when someone's talking? I don't know why we're
Well,
so in
basically,
tune right
when I'm
now.
walking into even to a cell or to talk to the clerk or whatever,
Mhm.
I already have my motion and my
Like it's
exact-
robotic, but this is just more
But
funny.
it's not robotic. I keep reliving it
relive
every
it.
time.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Even though it's the same words.
Reliving that nose every time. I would hate to relive that.
But I guess I think we're just thinking about it way more. It's more like
Well, right now.
because we're just in that moment then where we have to tell it to the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a new moment and they've never heard it.
Yeah.
The fucked up part right now is that we've all heard it.
We've
Yeah. Except for Bob back there. Bob keeps hearing this. Thanks,
Shout out to Bob.
Shout out to Bob, cameraman.
but
So
long story
to
short,
wrap it up
or wrapping
cleanly,
up story.
and I will repeat myself, is that are we gonna go back to the Troy thing?
No, I think we're just gonna say we have a big weekend coming up ahead.
Yeah.
This is for us. This was just Wednesday, and now our days aren't even over.
Yeah.
Like we have Friday.
Let's be
Yeah. We'll be at Beer Garden. Let me pick it
I
up.
didn't-
These
yeah,
guys.
this
We have
wasn't
Beer
even the
Garden. We
same
had
thing I
Beer Garden
said.
last Friday.
It was
Plus
different.
Forever
It was
Family,
different. You just-
which was a double header, which we hadn't had in a long time.
Yeah.
We're just going Inception, and
Yeah.
he's like looking at the never-ending mirror, like thing.
Reliving it again. and
Well, this
again
Friday
and
we
again.
have our last beer garden.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Last Beer Garden. Which is bittersweet for me. I wish I could spend more time at the beer gardens.
It is. It's wholesome. It's fun.
Every
It's,
time that I've kind of kick it and have good combos with people, it's like
Yeah. It's definitely a good crowd, good atmosphere.
So yeah,
Yeah,
Is that the only event that we have coming up so far? Just the beer garden?
and the tailgate.
Nice. Oh.
we're doing
tailgate.
the USC tailgate. Yeah, that's the one. But we all, yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll give it. We're sorry about my Batman turn. I've been wanting to talk about my neck. Yeah, I got a little stiff neck, but yeah. So we're gonna be doing USC tailgate, experimenting there this weekend, and we're excited. So we'll report back to you on that.
And also, I'll be taking some of the drinks out to Cancun, Mexico. So you'll see some fire pics on the Instagram. Make sure you guys are following it. You'll see a lot of our updates and stuff on there. But pretty excited to go down to Cancun and.
It's like your 8th time to Cancun, bro.
It's like my 8th time, but it's my 3rd time really. But I definitely have a name, Fernando Sucre, that I take down there when I go down there.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
called
sometimes
El-
I'll be telling people my name's Fernando.
It's gonna be El Kolohe.
That was my Spanish name in Spanish class in high school, and I kept it with me.
Fernando ¿qué?
Sucre.
Sucre.
Yeah, it means sugar.
No,
Fernando sugar.
azúcar.
No, sucre is sugar.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling
No,
you, I don't know about
azúcar is
Spanish.
sugar.
Azúcar? I
Yeah.
think sucre.
I don't know
might
what
be another-
sucre is.
In the comments, let us know what's sugar. What's Spanish for sugar?
Are you sure they weren't calling you a sucker? Like, a sucker?
Yeah, but that'll be exciting. So
We go to Idaho for a wedding, in which we'll be supplying some of our drinks there.
Yeah. So those little family events, because yours is with Sid's family.
yeah, Sid's fam, and so they're spread out. They're in Austin. They're in North Carolina, so they'll be able to take back the word of mouth to their states too. So that'll be fun.
Tasting that tropical, and you guys are in Idaho,
Yeah.
so they don't know nothing about tropical.
Not about that.
So it's a whole new experience for them.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'll just be here in LA.
And you might tailgate if you can find another person, right?
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
Maybe my mom. My mom wants to come out.
Oh, that'd be nice.
If you're watching this and you want to come out and help Dave, DM him.
Cool. So, with that said, it was a great episode today. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you guys stick around. You know, we'll keep getting better and better, and my neck will get looser. With that said, much aloha.
Yeesh. Said it an hour ago. I don't know why my brain is doing this. But it is. Yeah, I can't help.
I'm ready. It's like I have a script. Johnny says this.
Yeah.
Justin says this. Then laugh. Boom, boom. Hit it. They really raise with us together. Even though they know more. So, yeah.
So they're around more.
Yeah. So they're around. It is like fully.
We're doing good.
Yeah.
Go.
wait.
I did good.
I didn't know we had scripts. I was trying to memorize off his head like
Yes. Well, we don't have
word
to hit it.
for word.
That's what was so funny.
I had to hit it because it's the cut.
Right.
But you don't have to hit it. Like for the rest of the thing, we don't have to hit it.
Yeah, true.
Now you have to hit it. Whatever
Right.
you're just saying.
They see people because obviously the owner's not going to be there all the time. He was laughing, making me laugh.
Jacob's like,
I know what you said. Stop saying. We're gonna have to like read.
You guys have to let go of that weirdness. Like,
I felt it. I hit it. I was like, I let it go. I had to let it go. The actors have to deal with this. Yeah. Holy fuck.
I stepped into this.
I know. Anticipating it,
I
he
stepped
sees
into
it
that
and
shit. And I was like,
I don't own it. I don't see what. Okay.
dog, that's hilarious.
Yeah, because they're more. Stop laughing. You guys stop laughing. Stop laughing.
I'm gonna look at you in your eyes.
You
I don't want to be like Gardy. Gardy was like trying to like not look at me.
You're trying to not look at me too.
They're over there playing games right now.
Go.
It's okay.
Just go on with the manager.
I don't even say it.
Don't try to even say. So the managers are the gatekeepers, as we were saying.
Oh, you know, sorry.
They're the gatekeepers. They're the one who gets it. Because the owners are barely around, so they get to see what comes and goes, the kind of people that more or less they're like the runner of the store.
Yeah.
Just like the final, like yes or no, they trust the person.
Yeah.
You tell me what's good, like I'll green light it.
And if they have enough relationship between them, they just trust them, and then they can go with it.
I mean, at the end of the day, word of mouth is still the most powerful tool.
You have to like take it up like 10 minutes of was there when I walked in. Troy was there working, and I was like, okay, dope, because this guy's involved in the store. No, he's not just like a clerk.
It's so hard. Shut the fuck up now.
I'm trying to look. I'm looking outside.
It's not even you guys. Now I'm realizing like
We're just trying to hit these things.
I'm not even trying, but it's just there.
It is. And then you overthink about it. You're like, oh, it's funny because we just doing shit.
Shit,
Because now I seem like
really fucking everyone up.
now it seems like you're an actor.
Yeah.